I think on some of the revision activity generally it could be less complex, because certainly from talking to the members on the front line, effectively this revision kind of threw everything up in the air and drew and produced completely fresh routes, which maybe in hindsight going forward that needs to be reduced, because not only then does that mean completely different routes outside that people have to learn again, it then has major impacts on the indoor sorting. So the primary sorting changes, the whole unit effectively is like a new office. That's what some of them said to me. It's like I've walked into a completely different workplace from the one I worked in prior to the revision. So it's almost, and these are people that are long standing, and so there's a real impact on them, and I think that has to be taken into account. Because part of these early deploying revisions is to learn lessons, and I think that is a lesson to be learned. The other element I think I really took on board strongly is the involvement and the input from the individuals who actually work the routes day to day, and the fact that they themselves said that they had very little involvement in that. So while there was good joint working in terms of the revision overall, as far down as the individuals who actually work the routes day to day, and the loop planning, some of the way that the routes have been constructed was really done without any involvement from them. Now that is a massive mistake, because the people who know the job the best are the people who do it day in, day out, week in, week out.
If you're going to do this sort of thing, the best people to do it are us.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we've got to be honest about it, and I think we are.
But it's not like coming up to us and saying, you're that sorted, but you haven't got time because you get your walk ready, you're going out.
And so, their knowledge and their experience has got to be taken into consideration going forward. So they're kind of like the key things I've taken from today. It's always useful to get out and talk to people. Absolutely. Yes, I get moaned at a lot, but I don't mind that. I want honest feedback. It's no good going to people saying what's your view and then trying to sugarcoat it when it comes back something you don't want to hear, perhaps. So very good. Really enjoyed the visit. The local rep, I think she's doing a fantastic job, and I know the area rep and the branch are too in supporting the reps. And I think it's a difficult role when you're faced with revision activity. So we're determined to provide as much support as we can, both through the division nationally and through the branch, for our local reps in going through revision activity and change, which is always difficult.
What have you taken from today, and what actually are you going to action once you leave the site later on this morning?
I think, thanks for the invite to office. I think it's been a good insight for myself, actually seeing a structural revision that's been implemented. So from our view, we have 2 weekly calls with the SDL, the ops managers, the area reps and the planners. So on that call we will be raising these issues to try and get support into units that need it. We need confidence in the revisions for our people. So once we can drive that forward, then obviously we'll all be in a better place, because the rewards that we get out of it, with a shorter working week, the pay rise for part-timers.
Some of the other issues aren't really tools for the job related, and certainly basics like a leaky roof is something that certainly will be rising with your senior managing the company, no doubt.
Yeah, it's where we can get quick fixes. There's just normal day-to-day things like issue here where people haven't got locker keys. Can we not get that sorted? Because you can't have your personal belongings on your fitting, so what are you supposed to do? So just little snags, if we can draw snags list up, try and get quick fixes in, just to show people that we are moving forward in rectifying any, like you say, any little issues, get them done, but it might bring a smile to somebody's face.
So Nyana is a relatively new rep, so 3 years, so this arguably is probably the first major type of revision that she's been involved with. So you're right, there's been needed a lot of support for her. How impressed are you with her engagement with the staff, the trust in the staff, and the way she's conducted herself, Steve? Well,
from first time I've met Nina this morning, and I think she's doing an excellent job here. She seems to be, I think the members have got confidence in what she's doing. She's not frightened to challenge managers or the planners. She's working well with a manager, which is what the Pathway to Change is all about. It's having them good local relations so you can get things done quicker at local level without having to go to disagreements. But I think she's making her an excellent rep.
Not least the two area reps that also have joined us today in terms of Chris Buttle, a great support there for Niana, and Paul Arundel, who's again dealing with the health and safety aspects.
Yeah, it's same thing. Chris pretty much experienced with doing revisions. What Chris and Paul are doing is showing continuous to support to unit. They're coming in when they need to be coming in. Members are seeing them, they're speaking to members, so they're not faceless people that have just said, here, this is your revision, thank you very much, I'm off. They're pretty much hands-on and doing an excellent job, same as all other reps that we've got in North East.
There's also, this were one of the pilot sites for the structural revisions. Sheepscar has a unique demographics with a significant student population which fluctuates month to month and depending which month of the year. And one of the things, particularly one of the members were saying in relation to volumes, was becoming worse because the students have come back. So certainly part of the PIR and how I suppose the company would address demographics like that across the country are going to be challenged for them, I would suspect.
First of all, Niana, fantastic rep. It's really good to see more women, and she's clearly got the real respect of the people. That really came across when I was walking around talking to the members, which is fantastic, and I know she's doing a good job and she's working very hard. So I mean, that's really great to see, because we need more female representatives coming forward. So absolutely brilliant. In terms of the other challenges, when I got the train yesterday, it was very noticeable walking through the city centre just how many students there are here. I was quite taken aback actually. It was a nice day yesterday, so everyone was kind of out and about, but there's a massive student community here, and I think yesterday was the first day back, or certainly this week, so you can see that, particularly that age demographic, in terms of home shopping, the spike in parcels is going to go up considerably as we go into autumn, into the peak as well, with the student community on top of that. That's a real challenge in units like this, resourcing for that, which is why, when you've got 21 vacancies in the unit, when you add those complexities on top of that, it's going to be a real challenge. The other thing I really noticed, and I have to say it, when I was coming in the yard, is the unsuitability of the vehicles. The fact that many of them are very old, and the fleet, there's not enough larger vehicles. Looking at someone just loading up a minute ago in a tiny little van, it's just not suitable for delivering parcels. Once again, the company, I know these are massive challenges, and the company can't just magic money overnight, but it's got to do better in some of these aspects, because people are trying to do the job really with one arm tied behind their back, and that is another contributing factor that needs to be overcome.